So let's start with the newspaper. Anything important on first page? We already discussed. What are they saying then? Why they are discussing again and again? Yes, we discussed this case about governor. What was the case? Tamil Nadu case. Very good. What was the case? But I am asking the case. Huh? Okay, that was about holding the bills by governor not taking any action. Right? After that we said Supreme Court put a timeline. Right? That was the same case. It's good you people remember. So right now that case is still going on. Okay, there was one judgment which was already made. We said there is this Article 200 under which governor, whenever he receives any bill from the state assembly, either he can give the assent, say yes, or he can cancel it out, reject the bill, or he can return it for the assembly to check if they have to make any amendment, any changes, or he has that option to reserve it for the president also. Now, in case of Tamil Nadu, or even in case of some other states, like West Bengal also, we have observed the governors trying to delay things. They are not taking action on timely basis. In case of Tamil Nadu, this has gone for a very long time. Okay? After which, this incident happened where the Tamil Nadu government, they passed the bill again in the assembly. At that time, governor reserved this bill for the president. So this was like a deadlock being created deliberately. After which these people reached out to the Supreme Court. And court, what court did? Court came up with a timeline that governor should give their decision or take the action within 1 month, president should do it 2 months, 3 months, whatever the timeline is. They have given that timeline and that created a problem. Because the moment a kind of timeline is given to governor or president, which is a constitutional office, and Supreme Court is telling them when to sign and when not to sign, creating timeline which is not mentioned in the constitution, that is a problem. So government is going there and arguing in the Supreme Court. How can you do this? Okay, so now this case is going on in the court. What to do with this particular part? So there is this President of India, she used the Article 143 under which she asked Supreme Court how correct it is. After this case has started, which we call as presidential reference. Okay? So now what these judges have said, because this case is still going on. So in this case, some judges are saying something. For example, governor cannot sit over the wisdom of the legislature indefinitely. Some are saying no organ can impair the functioning of you can think about it, but when you give such a blanket thing that everyone, every governor, whenever they are getting the bill, they have to do this in 1 month or 2 months. So how correct it is to give this timeline, this is being questioned. And isn't it the case of judicial overreach, wherein judiciary is going beyond its limits? Because this is not the area of judiciary. What should be the timeline? It is something executive should decide. That is their argument. On the other hand, Supreme Court is saying, or the other side of the argument is, that you are misusing the provisions in the name of no time limit. Okay? So that's why case going on. Let this case continue. Nothing new, nothing great. Okay, this was good line that this delay leads to problems with federalism, separation of power, constitutional morality. If there is any question on federalism in mains, these are the topics of mains. Federalism one topic, separation of power another topic, constitutional morality another topic. Any topic if you get, mention this case or mention these lines, good lines. Okay? Next one, editorial, again about Supreme Court, that they are saying India needs more women and judges in Supreme Court. So how many judges are there in Supreme Court? I didn't ask women. Okay. So out of them, how many are women? So right now they're saying just one. So they're saying, what is this? There should be some inclusivity. when it comes to Supreme Court, if you see the data on a wide scale about women, try to do this, like write down this data at one place somewhere, you do this research at home. How many women are there in parliament? Just percentage, you don't need exact numbers, just rough figure. So somewhat 13-14%. How many women are MLAs? How many women are in police? Right? Just if you jot down these numbers, you'll get a rough range. That rough range is somewhere around 10 to 15%, not more than that. If you see in police, hardly 10% you will find. Maybe when it comes to parliament, it is somewhere near to 15%. So that range will show you the pattern. Okay? So you can say that overall representation of women is less. Okay? Now what they are saying, right now in Supreme Court, they have just one women judge, and since 1950 we only had 11 women judges in Supreme Court. Since 1950 we are saying. So they are saying this is very low. This is something we have to work. Now when it comes to Supreme Court judges or Chief Justice of India, you see there is one problem that you will find. First of all, very less women are judges, and then when it comes to CJI, hardly a woman is becoming CJI, Chief Justice of India, and they face a very different kind of problem, because of which either they don't become CJI, or even if they become, they are there for a very short time. This time, this person who might become this Chief Justice of India, Justice, what is her name? Nagaratna or something, yes. Justice B.V. Nagaratna. She is expected to become the Chief Justice of India. But she will be in the office of Chief Justice of India just for almost a month, not more than that. Why? Because this age criteria is there. You can hold the office till this particular age. The moment you complete it, done. Now, why then? Why with women this is happening, not with men? This should happen with men also. Sometimes some people become CJI, then for next 1 year they are CJI. Is there any problem with women? Or they are facing any problem specifically? Any idea? Yes, madam, women are facing problem, you should tell. Nepotism. So nepotism is there, obviously. So what happens is, they have barriers in different forms. For example, at the entry level, what happens is women enter into the profession little late. Now there are different criteria, like you have to be lawyer for some years, you have to be visible also. Like even if you're a lawyer but you're not getting cases, what's the use? Now there is a problem. Most of the people, they don't prefer women as a lawyer, they go for men. That is one problem. There's problem with the networking also. Then what they do is they have marriage, they have some familial responsibilities, because of which many a times women take some leave. Let's say of 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, there is a gap. Men don't have that gap, so they are going continuously. And in courts, there is this principle of seniority that works. One who is senior, that person will get the promotion, right? And that seniority is not based on your age. It's the seniority in the office, right? So because of which they are entering late. So obviously, the moment they are entering, their age is way more than the male person who is there with her. Their age is already more. So the moment, even if they are becoming CJI, they have left, like just hardly 1 month is left for them. That's the case. Now they face lot of other problems also. So there is a criticism about this collegium system. Already government criticizes collegium system, that it is very opaque, it is not transparent. These judges decide who will become the next judge. These judges decide who should be transferred and all. They give a list and there are 3-4 people sitting over there. No transparency how they decided, right? So as we see patriarchy existing in entire society, similar thing happening even in the structures of the state. So this is something we call institutional patriarchy. In the institutions also we see patriarchy. Even if you see in bureaucracy also. Top bureaucracy, those who become secretary, or those who become like you have this Ajit Doval and those top, how many women are there in top bureaucracy? Very less. So this thing also you will find everywhere. So as far as judiciary as a system, as an institution is concerned, there also you find this thing. So this is a criticism sometimes, that very less women are promoted over here. So that is again a challenge. So this all leads to less women in judiciary. So what they are suggesting, their solution is more important. What the article suggests. Number one, institutionalize gender quotas or reservation. That means there should be reservation even in Supreme Court, High Court, when it comes to CJI or all these positions. Give it some reservation to women, just like you have given reservation to women in local governments, and even we're talking about this parliament, state assembly, we are giving reservation, right? 1/3. So same reservation, that could be one way. Second, reforming this collegium system. There is some problem with the collegium system. Government tried it once. They brought this NJAC bill, National Judicial Appointments Commission. They brought, the moment Modi ji came, 2014, he brought this bill. After that, it reached to judiciary. They're like unconstitutional. Okay, so maybe they have to think about something new. Some kind of mechanism which is little transparent. Now see, judiciary is someone who is ensuring transparency and questioning transparency of everyone. Government, private company, everyone. When it comes to their transparency, there is a question mark sometimes. So that's why we say there should be some reform in this. Okay? Then directly elevate some women from the bar. So there is this bar association. You see, if you want to become judge, either you are already a judge in the High Court, let's say, you want to become Supreme Court judge, you are there in the High Court judge, or you are CJI of High Court judges, there is one criteria for that. Or there could be a criteria wherein you are from this bar council, you are part of the lawyer community. From there also you can directly become, right? So they are saying directly elevate them from the bar council. Then longer tenures by appointing women earlier. If you appoint them little earlier, then they will get little more time to stay in the office. And last, ensure this, if you continue with this collegium, ensure that they are accountable. Whatever action they are taking, they should be accountable to people, just like ministers are accountable. Whatever action ministers are taking, they have to answer in the parliament, right? Judiciary, nobody to answer. So make it accountable is what this writer is trying to say. Okay, good solutions, ideal solutions. We don't know whether this will happen or not happen. Okay. Oh, this one. Next. There's something called sickle cell disorder or sickle cell anemia. Anyone knows about this particular disease? This is a genetic disease, okay? Very good. So what will happen because of that? Yeah, but what is anemia then? Means what happens exactly? Okay. Good answer. Very good. You read science well. These people did not. That's why they are making different expressions. How come we don't know? And how come this person knows? So maybe he has background of science or biology, maybe. Sickle cell anemia, it's a normal disease. It's not a normal disease, it's a very dangerous disease, but it's a disease. Okay, we call it genetic disease because there is some problem in your genes or something. Now what happens exactly? Just understand basic thing. In our body, everything is made up of cells. Our body, entire body is made up of small cells. You can't see those cells. Those are there. Now, there are some cells are of different types. There are some cells which are there in your brain, some cells at different location. Some cells are there in your blood, that's called red blood cell. Okay? What is the job of this cell? Because this cell contains something called hemoglobin. Okay? So there is like, they are a couple. Okay, this RBC cell and this hemoglobin is a couple who is staying together. They have one job to do. Their job is, when you inhale air, it goes to the lungs. They have to take the oxygen from that air and just transfer that oxygen to every part of our body, wherever it is needed. Any cell, any tissue, they need oxygen. See, every cell works very independently. In every cell, some chemical reaction happens. They generate energy, just like in nuclear power plant, we generate energy. Somehow in cell also we generate energy. Every cell is doing that work. So separately, every cell needs some oxygen for that. Okay? For that chemical reaction to take place. Now what happens? This red blood cell, if you see, it looks like this. Round. But in this particular disease, what happens is, it becomes like this. We call it sickle cell. It looks like a sickle, right? That's why we say sickle cell disease you have got. Now what happens is, because of this, it is not able to carry the oxygen that is needed, and the function this RBC is supposed to carry out, it is not able to do that. So simply, if you have to apply the basic knowledge, even if we don't understand biology, basic knowledge says oxygen will not reach to my cells. Whatever cells, whatever my entire body is, there the oxygen will not reach, right? And it's not just about oxygen reaching. Carbon dioxide has to be taken back also. They'll get this carbon dioxide from those cells and give it to the lungs. Okay? So this process will not happen. So if oxygen is not reaching, so you're coming to this stage which we call as, where is this name? Sickle cell disorder. Okay, so there will be condition of anemia, we say, or you feel very fatigue, because your body, nowhere oxygen supply is there, so you feel fatigue. Even if you're doing nothing, still you will feel that. You'll feel like there's no energy in my body, because energy is not getting generated. How energy will generate if there is no oxygen? Getting the point? So this is the disease. Now globally, see the number. Worldwide, 20 million people with this disease, found mostly in Africa, Middle East and India. As far as India is concerned, it ranks third globally after Nigeria and Democratic Republic of Congo. So we are at third number. We top here in this particular case. Now specifically, you will observe these cases more in the tribal belts. Central India, Eastern, Western, everywhere. So these are the states, if you see, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Odisha, Maharashtra, Gujarat. And mostly the scheduled tribes, scheduled caste and OBCs living in these remote areas, they are mostly affected by this disease. Okay? Even if you know this much information, that's more than enough. But you should know what government is doing. So government has taken so many actions. They brought one mission, National Sickle Cell Anemia Elimination Mission. They said by 2047 we will eliminate this disease. Such missions are there for many diseases. Let's say for polio we have similar kind of mission. For TB we have similar kind of mission. We try to eliminate the disease completely. Okay? So similar disease. Then there is this National Health Mission. So they try to bring some awareness, some detection mechanism, basic things, nothing new. Now here they are looking for something we can do through research. Can we find out some solution through research? So they are going for this stem cell research that is happening separately. They are bringing some guidelines about that. Then state level they are working separately. Now there is this one thing you need to understand, Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act. Now this is the reason why we have this article. We say that there are some disabilities. If you have that kind of disability, then this act is applied to you. Okay, such people are given some special benefits. For example, some kind of reservation we give to the disabled population, right? Now, as far as this sickle cell anemia is concerned, if someone is suffering from this and the disability is more than 40%, in that case, even they are considered disabled under this particular act. They also get some reservations, some benefits, right? But if the disability is less than 40%, they are not given that. So that's the thing this writer is discussing in this particular article, that they should also get some benefit out of it. You should change this thing. Okay, nobody will ask you in such micro detail, just have some basic idea about it. But you should know what is sickle cell disease, the basic facts about it. Okay, any doubt? No, you can read this, but I didn't find that much important that in exam they'll ask directly so much, not so much. Yes, they can ask about the disease, that's a possibility. Okay. Next, what is this issue? Someone tell me what is this issue. This is very famous issue. Something called foreigners tribunals. What they're saying? Foreigners will be sent to detention centers. What is this? Who are foreigners? Outside of India. Then who are those foreigners? Whom are we talking about? Any American coming here, we are trying to send them somewhere. Like Trump is also saying same thing. We don't want immigrants, or we just want educated immigrants, not criminals. Is it that case? So, immigration is a problem. See, for any country, immigration can be a problem when that is happening in larger scale, and second, if it is happening illegally. These both things are problem. Okay, the moment in Hyderabad or any of your cities, suddenly instead of Telugu people, some other language speaking people become more than you people, you will also have the problem. If not more in number, but in substantial number if they are there. You might also have problem with immigration. Okay, now this case is about specifically Assam. So this brings back to the era of 1970s when we saw large scale immigration taking place in Assam region. Why? In 1970s, what happened in that time? Very good, there was Bangladesh war. So you see what was happening, there was East Pakistan at that time, and later on it became Bangladesh. So this Bangladesh as a new state was created. But India was also part of that war to some extent. India-Pakistan war has taken place at that time. One of the reasons which India said was so many people from East Pakistan are entering into India, so many refugees. Okay, that was one of the reasons which were being told. And actually this immigration continued because when this war happened, Bangladesh got liberated also. Many people were trying to run away from the region and they entered in India. Now specifically, if they entered in West Bengal, still people might not have much problem because Bengali culture is same. You go to East Pakistan or Bangladesh or West Bengal. More or less the culture is same, the same people, same language, similar things. But they enter in Assam, now that's a problem. Okay, what happened in Assam is this immigration continued even after that for a very long time, and suddenly the population over there, they became quite angry about it. So some organizations like this, there was one organization called ASU, so Association of Student Union was there. There were few other organizations also. They protested, and that protest had become very violent also. For few years that continued. After which government understood that we have to take some action, otherwise there will be a lot of violence in Assam. Just imagine right now what is happening in Manipur. Just imagine similar situation in case of Assam at that time. So that time Prime Minister was Rajiv Gandhi. He came there and he made an agreement. We call it Assam Accord. Okay, Assam Accord we call it. So this accord took place in which they decided that we will fix a date. People who came before this date, we will give them citizenship, but people who came after this particular date, we will just say they are foreigners, we are not giving them any citizenship, we will remove them, we will send them back to Bangladesh. And this date was when this Bangladesh war had actually started. That was the date that they decided. Okay, that was just an agreement that was made. Okay. Now what we are doing is, because these foreigners, they have to be detected who is foreigner, right? They have to be detected, then they have to be sent back. Okay, so for that we have something called Foreigners Tribunal. So it's like a court but an executive body, quasi-judicial body. They are like executive also, and they are little bit like judiciary also. So they work like judiciary but they are executive body. Okay, so they will see your document, they'll check everything, whether you're foreigner or not, they will tell all this. Or let's say government has said that you are a foreigner, you can make an appeal in the Foreigner Tribunal. Okay, what government will do, government will put you in detention center. So government made a detention center. You're a foreigner, you don't have any visa, get in the detention center. We'll send you to Bangladesh. Getting it? So this is something that is happening over here in case of Assam that we see. Clear? So what power? Now right now what has happened recently, government has brought this new order. That's why it is in news. This new order says these people who are there in this foreigners tribunals, they get some additional power. Earlier also they had some power. Now they are giving some more power to them. This is directly coming from government, because we said this foreigners tribunal, they are getting completely executive body it is. So executive is just giving one order, we are giving extra power. What are the powers? Number one, arrest warrants if contested person fails to appear. So let's say this tribunal, they have given notice, you have to appear in the court and you did not come, arrest him. This is similar power which is there with the courts. Any court will have this power, right? Then detention and deportation of those unable to prove their citizenship. If you don't prove it, we'll put you in the detention center, and after that we will also deport you, sent to the Bangladesh. Then for private companies, it is being said that if you are recruiting any of such foreigners in your company, then you have to take the permission of central government first. Okay, this is one additional thing. And refusal of stay or entry for foreigners convicted of terrorism, espionage, trafficking, fake currency, etc. cases. So anyone, if there is any such case, first of all we have put this tag of foreigner. Now we find that you have this case also on you. In that case, you will not be given any kind of extra stay over here, no visa, nothing. So such orders, see, you don't need to know all these details, just understand overall stuff what is happening. This foreigners tribunal, this is important for you to know. This NRC that is going to happen or that has happened. See, NRC was National Register of Citizens. In 2019, we have come up with the data about it. What was NRC all about? We said Assam Accord was done, and now we are going to tell who is foreigner and who is citizen. So we made a register in which we wrote down who is a citizen. That is NRC, National Register of Citizens, right? Whoever is not in the NRC, that means he is a foreigner, right? So either this foreigner should get the Indian citizenship or he should be sent back, but he can't stay in Assam because people don't like it over here. Getting the point? So this all issue is there. Okay, some people still argue what you're doing is wrong and all, because these people are here since last 20 years, 30 years. They are Indian only. They don't have documents, right? Some are arguing this way, some are arguing the other way. Okay, now government thinks little bit from the perspective of little real politics as well as national security also, all these things. And this is completely because the citizenship part that comes under parliament, central government directly. Okay, border security, central government. That's why we see very less role of state government over here, more role only of central government. Clear? So see the current status. Assam 100 plus foreign tribunals are operational right now, and they have given this exception to these communities. That means foreigners from Nepal, Bhutan. So more or less it's clear. We are focusing on Bangladesh. Obviously no Pakistani will be there in Assam. Mostly it will be a person coming from Bangladesh. So we're focusing that part. Clear? Any doubt? No, it's a basic news. This will continue. This is happening, I think, since last 4 or 5 years. I'm seeing this news, NRC, and they were having some plan also, but that didn't happen. Amit Shah used to make some speeches that you should understand the chronology. First we will bring NRC, then we will bring this, then we will remove the foreigners. All this he said, nothing happened. That was completely political. Okay? Done? Any doubt? No? Thank you then.
Right. హలో కొడుతున్నా